What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris,
I'm Drew.
and we are back with another new episode of Motor.
Motor.
So, Masters of the Universe Revelations for those people who like long things, long titles. Last week we had.
Oh, I flipped the book over. We started with a flashback: Merman and Skeletor versus Tila and He-Man.
And the Merman and Skeletor lost as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We also had the recruitment of Tila's adopted father, who she was estranged from.
Yes.
Most likely since she left the castle.
Yeah.
Who knows how long ago.
Yeah.
And
still have no idea.
yeah, still don't know, but that's fine. I guess we didn't really necessarily need to know.
Oh, and Roboman.
Yes, Roboman showed up. Somebody I did not know. But apparently is like a Data in the sense that he has the same, like, I guess, mental pathways as Duncan.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Dr. Noonien Singh, did with, when creating Data. He
Yeah.
used modeled on himself to a certain extent. Though he had a couple missteps, and with B4 and lore before Data, but
yeah,
obviously I don't know if that was the case with Roboman.
Not my immediate recollection, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Triclops is still a thing. Worshipping Motherboard.
The great Motherboard.
And Holy Sprocket.
Gosh.
God, so bad.
I guess he just shows up, and, I guess he's done taking all of the willing volunteers are, done and whatnot. So now he has to go and, forcibly recruit people into his cult now.
Yeah, because since he lost the goblet, I
Yeah.
don't know how he's supposed to get that techno
Virus or something.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the black techno Kool-Aid.
Yeah, into them. I don't want to know.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, the evil Lynn gets attacked along with the rest of our crew, which sounds really weird when you put it like that.
Yes.
And Beastman saved her.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. Personal own guard dog. They were trying to get the last little bit of water from the enchanted.
I don't have my
It wasn't
notes. I have a
enchanted.
different book, so
I was gonna say it wasn't the enchanted fountain. It was.
it was a magical spring of some sort. It did have some magic, and Duncan was there, and there was a giant line, and some old guy dropped his cup, and some young punk in the line started yelling at him. That's a waste of blah blah blah, the magic and whatnot. And
Yeah.
Duncan punched him.
Yeah.
But he was actually collecting the spring water not for himself, but for someone that we both completely forgot about.
Yeah.
That was Orko.
Yeah. And I just realized it was Roboto, not Robot Man.
Roboto.
I was
Roboto.
thinking of Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, yeah.
That's Robot Man.
Yes. Yeah, Brendan Fraser is not in this series that we are aware of.
It'd be awesome if he was. Yeah, Orko is sick / dying due to lack of magic.
Extremely, extremely emaciated, more than probably what he was before. I don't know. He's mostly cloaked, in shadow, but yeah, he definitely was not up to par as what he was before. And then near to the end, they talked. After they got everybody together, they took a little trip to a gigantic black obelisk, which was a door stopper, or basically the door itself to.
Yeah, you called it a cork.
Yeah, a cork.
You called it the obelisk cork.
Yeah. To basically the underworld.
Subternia.
Yeah, Subternia, where one half of the sort of power resides.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to collect both halves and try to forge it back together to one sword again.
Yep.
Of which Duncan was very sarcastic about. Yo, sure, yeah, it's easy. Slap two metal pieces together and start wailing away.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
In that, Duncan, Merman, came back while they were on their journey.
Yeah.
Duncan came to help, got them as far as the island, and then he turned around to go fulfill his mission, which was to guard the sorceress.
Yeah, protect the sorceress because Cringer can't do it by himself.
Right.
Or shouldn't do it by himself.
Yeah. So they said Roboto would act as man-at-arms during that time frame.
Yeah. And then...
Tila and Evil Lyn had a very interesting conversation because Evil Lyn was carrying a torch for Skeletor, apparently, and Tila obviously had very close connection with Adam / He-Man. So they had a moment of understanding that their two reasons for even being involved are gone.
They may have different reasons for doing what they're doing, but their end goal is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Return all the magic back to Eternia that was lost in the explosion.
Yes.
We also had a little conversation between Orca and Andrea about keeping a journal because over time your memories will fade and things will blur together and whatnot. So Orca, he's like, you keep a journal. I didn't. So you should start. So we'll see if that comes into play at any point.
Yeah.
So, but
we speculated about what that could possibly mean at the end of the last episode.
Andrea becomes the new Orco.
No. No. That has nothing to do with Andrea becoming the new Orco.
Okay.
She's too tech savvy. She is the engineer, as I believe she put it in episode 2. I'm the brain, she's the brawn, talking about Tila.
Yeah, and she's still young, a little on the young side, and still having fun and whatnot, and things are she had that comment that how could I not remember stuff like this? It's like, well, time passes and you get older, and it was a very sobering conversation. Something that you never would have expected from Marco, even though a little bit I knew about it. He was basically a goof character to a certain extent. He was comic relief, but whatnot. But I think that's maybe about it. As a general review. So
we're going to Subternia, and because it possibly is locked on both sides, she grabbed the skull again.
Yeah, the skull to hope. Yeah. We have this episode and one left, so we'll see. I mean, for this chunk of season 1, so looking kind of forward to see if they wrap anything up, or they're just gonna probably do what most people do, just leave a cliffhanger at the end of next episode. So
they'll get out of Subternia and
something will go
something will happen.
Yeah, or they're still in Subternia. Something happens there.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or they wrap up Subternia this episode. Next episode, they go to Preternia.
Yeah.
Who knows? The only way to know is to actually watch the episode. Should we do that, or just sit here and speculate for the next time?
We can speculate for another 10 seconds.
Okay. 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's stop being stupid for just a second, okay?
And that's 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. Land of the Dead. No, that's not ominous at all. What?
It's an old Trowel nursery rhyme. The end part goes like this. Flee before your mind goes mad. Trust not what Subternia shows. Terror fuels the fires of hell. Whose lord is called Scareglow. What is that?
It's Slimer.
Yeah.
Let's find the sword and get out.
Oops.
Andra. Lynn?
Oh, this is going to be everybody's dealing with their own nightmare type of episode, I bet. Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
Her light just turned into her sword. What?
So, could you call it a lightsaber?
No.
Mystic observation lens. Reveal where we may find our friends.
Oh,
That was dark. I know it was supposed to be funny, but that's kind of dark.
a little bit.
Good idea. Someone at the Academy of Magic can help us find them. Hey, wait
Academy
up,
of
Lynn.
Magic.
Can I call you Lynn? No.
Can I call you Lynn?
And I suppose we're alone, too.
I detect no other life forms in the...
Well,
I smell a fight.
I don't know if I would fully trust a pathway of ominous green glowing rocks.
Especially when it's a circle.
Yeah.
So much anger.
It's Palpatine. Oh,
So much fear.
Scareglow.
I think that's Tony
Some
Todd.
of them, the special ones, still
Oh,
glow.
Hero. That's fake.
Give you that which you seek, Tila, as an exchange.
Uh-oh.
Exchange for what?
Your fear.
Alright. My fear. In exchange for the sword of power. And the safe return of my companions.
Done.
They're all gone. How?
Magic really is dying. And not just in Eternia. But why are we being shown this?
Well, I mean, it sort of is, but my parents wanted to set me up for greatness, so when I was born, they gave me a name to match the position of honor they expected I'd achieve one day. But when you're little, some words are hard to pronounce. I said Orko when I really meant
Oracle. They called you Oracle.
all-knowing, all-powerful. No pressure, right? Anyway, Orko stuck, and I think when my parents saw the failure I'd become, they were glad it did. Oracle would have only made people laugh at me more than they already did.
It's magic.
Can I ask you a personal question?
No, they didn't call me evil. I added that part later.
Wow. Oh. That's creepy.
Oh, bollocks. Run!
A little late there, Monkey Man. Or
Come on! I'm waiting!
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Okay.
Whoa! Red eyes. Red eyes mean bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sort of omens. Give me sight. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Oh, zombies.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Okay, he's a little too nice when he's fighting.
That will require medical attention.
What is he, Baymax?
Okay, then I envy you because it is hard to fight when you're pants wet and scared.
How enlightening.
lightning.
Okay. Really an idea of some sort, I guess. I just got. Ow.
I told you, if I'm good at anything, it's being good at nothing. Unless shadows can slip on banana peels or catch on fire, I'm useless.
Sounds like your parents talking.
I've waited a long time for this.
Not like it'd be much of a contest, considering.
And you wonder why I didn't trust you.
But you did. In every battle against any rival. With your life.
Not my real life. Turns out you never knew me at all.
You're not real. You are nothing.
I am fear. Your fear.
Jeez.
I have the power because you surrender. Now I see. Now I know what really frightens you.
Oh, now she's gotta fight herself.
Yeah.
They lied because they were trying to protect you. Your own fate. I control my fate by hiding it away, pretending to be ordinary, when you know deep down you are so much more.
That must terrify you.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yes. Yes, it does. My strength, my hope, even my fear. And you can't have any of it. The only power down here is the one you've given me.
Okay. Sun bomb.
There we go again.
What are you?
Oh, Scareglow. I'm your worst nightmare.
You found the sword.
Give it to me. That is only half the sword of power. Do you know how to find the other half? Almighty Zor, disintegrate this rock and open Heaven's Gate. Turn to account the eyes of fate.
Okay,
and lead
so-
us to the Saber's mate.
So the only way to get out of Subternia is
Let's go
to...
through heaven. Paternia. Interesting.
Okay.
For the good guys. Turns out nobody's born evil.
So now you made Scareglow mad.
Yeah.
Run!
Look! Lynn! I'm doing it! Me! I'm not afraid. He can't scare me.
Okay.
Arco?
I tried to save him.
Not hard enough. It should have been you.
Stand down!
This alliance was a mistake. But one I can easily fix.
Tila!
Adam?
By the power of Grayskull.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot Justin Long was Roboto. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, Baymax, kind of.
Yeah, Baymax, yeah. Well, okay.
Wow.
Is that the real Prince Adam? Or is this like another like vision / hallucination thing?
Well, it was actually Chris Wood's voice, so I'm assuming
Well, I mean,
it's the real one.
They used it for the evil version of him, so I mean,
They did?
yes.
I thought it was still like a toned down version of the Scareglow.
No, I'm talking about the evil He-Man that Tila fought. They still use, him. Chris Woods
Oh,
still
okay.
voice him. Yeah.
It seemed like it was deeper than that.
Well, I'm sure he made his voice deeper. To
Differentiate the two?
differentiate. The mild mannered personality to the Superman.
Wow.
Interesting. I was kind of right. It was sort of like a facing your fears in your own like nightmare type of
Yeah.
episode. Apparently, Orko's name was not his real name.
Right.
It was more of a, I guess you could say, a nickname that kind of stuck and became his real name to a certain extent.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he just couldn't pronounce as a kid his real name, which was Oracle.
Yeah.
Which does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of kids that when they're first learning to speak, they don't have that.
They tend to gravitate more towards the
Yeah.
consonants than
Yeah.
being able to do sounds.
Yeah. Basically, Tila's fear is facing herself,
Yeah.
whatever she is or whatever she is, which I still think she has some sort of lineage, heritage connection to the sorceress.
Yeah.
We speculated before. Could it be mother? And she just had to give up Tila or whatever as an orphan or something like that. Leave Tila
Yeah.
and become the sorceress of Grayskull or whatever the
The guardian of the Hall of Wisdom.
Yeah. And in that we had a very evil version of He-Man, which obviously was toying with her.
Yeah.
Was not fighting at some sort of full potential. I would imagine a full-fledged evil version of He-Man would.
Yeah, not till that last punch that sent her
Yeah.
flying across the cave.
Like it was doing a little bit more psychological type of warfare rather than physical, I guess you could say. Which is what she prefers, I guess, at this point, rather than actually having to deal with the mental aspect of what she's gone through. Which I guess then manifested as herself before she left the castle and turned down turned down the Man-at-Arms title, I guess, after getting it.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
So Scareglow was like, "Who are you?" or "What are you?" And I was like, "She's Buffy." That was all I could think of because that was like a really powerful speech. Like, "I'm your worst nightmare." I was like, that just sounds like something Buffy would say.
That's a Buffy sign.
Oh, that was great.
Or seventh sister line.
Yeah.
They were voiced by the same person, so
Yeah.
you know that's the thing. Let's see here. We had basically. I don't know whose fear the zombies was, really. Did we really get an answer for that? It wasn't Beastman. I don't.
No, it wasn't Beastman, and it obviously wasn't Roboto. It was Andra.
Andra.
Because what happens when you are facing something that technology can't fix?
Okay.
But she had a robot with her, so technology still fixed it.
Yeah.
But she had to be able to clear her mind well enough to come up with that solution.
Okay. And then I mean, I guess it was Orko's thinking, you know, fear of being the only one left of his kind, which manifested his fear to a certain degree. I don't know how much of it was tied to evil Lynn, or actually just Lynn because she added the evil later.
Yeah.
She joked.
Okay, so the two things there that I got was it wasn't Orko being the last one. It was him potentially being that line they used was, before I was the least of them, now I may be the last of them.
Yeah.
So it was his own insecurities,
feelings of inadequacy.
Yeah, feelings of inadequacy, coupled with, well, now I don't even have anyone to turn to help me.
Right. Yeah.
And then Evil Lynn's was she's always had to do things on her own.
Yeah, and the hard way and stuff like that.
So when her and Orko, that's why she's the one that made the revelation. I can show him that he's more powerful than he really is, and he can help me. And that was her embracing teamwork, because even when she was with Skeletor, they were never a team.
Yeah.
She worked for him.
Yeah.
She liked him. Whether or not that was romantically, still to be determined.
Yeah, well,
but
it's heavily implied that it was only one directional, and yes, it was romantic in nature, but it was only one-sided.
Yeah. He saw her as a servant.
Yeah. And apparently the only way to get out of Subternia is basically make a door into Paternia.
Yeah.
Of which Orko sacrificed himself so everybody could go through.
Yeah.
And immediately nobody else. I mean, Tila just kind of jumped on Lynn's case. You didn't try hard enough. So, like, I mean, she's barely operating on any magic. I mean, she's like Orko, barely has any magic, and she needs the staff to focus it. And every time she kept looking at it, the embers kept getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah. And she used the very last of her magic to open the doorway.
To open the doorway, yeah.
Magic flaming sword.
Yes. And are we going to see Orko again?
Maybe once everything's resolved.
Possibly, yeah.
It's going to be one of those, not to change genres or anything like that, but like at the end of Flashpoint, all of the grief or not Flashpoint, I'm sorry, Days of Future Past. After all the grief and everything, the act of going through the tribulation is what causes the celebration and everyone being back. So, what I really think is going to happen, because of the way that they're setting up who lives, who dies, who's still here, who's not, I think they're going to pull a kind of like a Days of Future Past, where, remember when I was speculating that when she first froze time, that it was going to be them doing something to fix everything? I think it was like this is that one Doctor Strange moment.
Okay.
Where her freezing time, in order for him to realize it's the Sword of Power, will give them the chance to rebuild the Sword of Power, to come back and stop it from happening in the first place.
I don't know about stopping it in the first place. I have a feeling that they're going to be able to reforge and return the thing, but I still think that, I mean, this is just me, my speculation. It's going to be more of like an endgame type of situation. Bring back what we had, yes, but here now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily going back, stopping what caused it.
Right. Okay. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that was using the words of Tony Stark because he had, a daughter, and he didn't want to lose that. And in this case, I mean, you lose that. If you go back and stop what happens, you lose all the lessons that were learned.
Yeah.
Through these three episodes, I guess you could say, because the first one was kind of like what set this up.
Yeah.
And you if you reset, do a TVA reset.
Yeah.
I mean, Orko doesn't know he's more powerful than he is.
Yeah.
We go back kind of the status quo things, and
you're not wrong.
I don't think that would do a big disservice to whatever happened. Unless you're like Loki and you're at the center nexus of it, and your mind is protected from the changes in the timeline, and everybody else around you is different, but still, I think it's going to be more of like an in-game situation. Fix, get back what we lost, but bring it here and now at the present time. That's how I see it going. But we still have the question: Adam, the young Adam, the He-Man Adam, Prince Adam, shows up. But is it the real one, or is it like one of those hallucination type of things?
I suppose we will find out next week.
Yes, we'll find out next time. Yes.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
What was your opinion of Scareglow?
Scareglow, that's the guy's name. Okay, I need to write that down.
Yeah, it was in that poem thing that Orko was saying.
Okay.
And they said that he was the ruler of Subternia.
Yeah.
But what really drove me, like, wait, what? Is when she said Skeletor, and he's like, I went by that name once before, but now I have become something more. Or something like that.
I thought he said something. I recognize that name, but
I maybe upon subsequent rewatching, but I could have sworn that they were trying to say that Skeletor turned into Scareglow.
I don't think that's what happened. I think he's his own entity and stuff like that. Who knows where actual Skeletor is? But real twist is if he's in Paternia with Prince Adam and has changed his ways, but I don't think that's the case. But I don't think that's the case. But he seemed to be more of like an emotion vampire of sorts, feeding on the fear, on the emotion of fear, I guess you could say. I don't know. It's the best thing I can kind of equate to it. Like the bigger your fear is, the stronger he's going to get. That sort of thing. I was just okay. All right, he's that kind of analog. I just that's that sort of thing.
I was just wondering if that's if that actually is a version of Skeletor. That could be another indicator of more of a significant time jump than we thought.
Maybe. I don't know. Based on what he said, I didn't think he was Skeletor. I think maybe it was like I recognized that name or something like that. But it's just like I've been there, done that, did with that, and moved on or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it was something that Skeletor was part of the Subternia, like way back when, before all of this happened. Whenever, and then Skeletor for some reason was cast out for whatever reason.
Okay.
And then found his way to Snake Mountain. I mean, that's speculation.
Like a Skeletor origin story. Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Would have been interesting. He's like,
Because he kind of just showed up.
Yeah, would have been interesting if it was like, you know, Skeletor's Scareglows like prodigal son.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that, but I wasn't gonna say it. That's a really interesting take on it. All right, well, that's all the notes I have.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it on for me as well.
It was kind of self-contained, but it's still part of an overlying
it's
story.
It's getting more arc-esque this time. So, I guess that's it until next time. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss any new videos. Also, be checking out our Patreon for things over there that don't get posted here. For example, barbecue. We have a barbecue discussion over there.
Indeed.
So, until next time, which is going to be the final episode of this little batch. So, kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yay. See how they wrap this little thing up going on, if they do. Until then, bye-bye and be blessed.